Jeffrey Dahmer, an unassuming chocolate factory worker, would eventually confess that he had seduced, murdered, and dismembered 17 young men. He even ate some of his victims' body parts. How did Jeffrey Dahmer get away with murder after murder for 13 years? How did a boy born into a hard-working middle-class family turn into the worst kind of monster imaginable?
The doctor came in the morning. She held my hand and asked, was it worth it? Could it be worse than this? Please recall, give me a hint. Anything will do. If this was the last time, now you should tell us what to do. I was so afraid, I guess. Now I can't think no more. I was so concentrated on keeping things together. I learned to focus on. I didn't want to disappoint. Now where is it?
I'd had fantasies about picking up a hitchhiker and taking him back to the house and having complete control and dominance over him.
The hitchhiker's name was Stephen Hicks. He was just 18. Jeffrey Dahmer took him to his parents' house. There he strangled him with a barbell. He dismembered the body and hid it in a drain pipe. It was Jeffrey Dahmer who gave those details to the police in his confession.
No one had a clue as to what was happening for over a decade.
During that time, Jeffrey Dahmer joined the army and was sent to Germany. He was eventually discharged for a drinking problem and returned to Ohio. 9 years after Stephen Hicks' murder, the killing began again. Was there any kind of ritual you went through?
I'd go to the nightclubs, drink, watch the striptease shows, and if I didn't meet anyone at the bars, I'd go to the bath clubs and meet someone there, offer them money, and we'd go back to the apartment, have a few drinks. I'd have the sleeping pill mixture already prepared. The person would drink it, fall asleep, and that's when they would be strangled.
The doctor came in the morning. She held my hand and asked, was it worth it? Could it be worse than this? Please recall, give me a hint. Anything will do. If this
His macabre 13-year crime spree finally ended when this man, Tracy Edwards, brought the police to the infamous apartment. Like the others, he had gone there with the promise of money.
He was listening to my heart because at a point he told me he was going to eat my heart at that point. And I ran.
What was the turning point for you that made you suddenly realize that you had done something terribly wrong, something you should be sorry for?
It was the night of the arrest. I have no memory of what happened during the 6 hours before the last victim ran out of the apartment. I heard a knock on the door, and the police were there with the last victim. They asked me where the key was to the handcuffs. My mind was in a haze. I sort of pointed to the bedroom, and that's where they found the pictures. And they yelled yelled, "Cuff him." I was handcuffed, and it was just the realization that there was no point in trying to hide hands anymore. The best route was to help the police identify all the victims and just make a complete confession.
The conflicts remain with him, and so do his compulsions, but in prison he finally cannot act on his savage desires. If you were out on the street now, would you still be committing the crimes?
Probably. If this hadn't happened, there's no doubt I probably would be. I can't think of anything that would have stopped me.
The doctor came in the morning. She held my hand and asked, was it worth it? Could it be worse than this? Please recall, give me a hint. Anything will do. If this was the last time, now you should tell us what to do. I was afraid, I guess. Now I can't think no more.
Do you still feel those same urges? Do you still feel that compulsion, that obsession?
I wish I could say that it just left completely, but no, there are times when I still do have the old compulsions.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.